What's up, guys? It's Eric. It's Tuesday. The regular season is done, and I'm not going to spend any time talking about the matchups for this coming week just yet. I'll save that for later in the week, but rather, I would like to reflect on the regular season that just happened. And I came up with 12 awards, one award for every single guy in the league. Now, some of these are things that have been beaten to death a little bit, but I'm still going to rehash some things. But without further ado, here are your award winners. Andy has won the By the Hair of My Chinny Chin Chin award. 0.08 points. I don't think that I've ever seen anything this close. This is even less than the difference between Mike and Scott coming into this week. Now, granted, there's not any monetary value that was gained or lost here, but arguably an easier road to the finals for Andy because he beat Jason, getting that one seed and getting the winner of me and Dustin versus instead Jason has to play the winner of Mike and Doug. So speaking of Jason, I'm giving him the Bad Manager Award. He said it on Facebook last night. There were two key choices that he had to make within the past 2 weeks with some of his wide receivers, and he made the wrong decision on both of them. If he would have switched either one of these, he would be sitting with the one seed instead of Andy. But in week 12, he played Akeem Nicks over Nate Burleson. Partially my fault. He asked me what he should do, and I said, well, Burleson coming back from injury, shouldn't expect a whole lot. Burleson went off last week. So obviously he played Burleson this week, but then he had a choice between Brandon LaFell and Akeem Nicks. Even though Akeem Nicks scored 0 points in week 12, he decided to play Nicks over LaFell this week, and that cost him the one seed. So still got the bye. 2 seed, nothing to sneeze at. Oh, and I'm just going down in order from seeds 1 through 12 here. Next up, Mike Mostrom, the 3 seed. I'm giving him the Advantage Taking Award. I personally have received a lot of flack from some guys, about how it's not fair. You guys don't want to hear about the other league that we are in and all of that. I don't know why Mike isn't receiving any grief for some of the trades that he's made. He got 3 picks in the lottery. Granted, he sent one of those to Jared. He's got the highest probability of the first overall pick, and I know he'll claim, well, these were agreed to on both sides. That doesn't matter. You still took advantage of guys that didn't really know what they were doing, and for that, I think you're kind of a douchebag. I'm going to call you out a little bit. Now, your brothers won't call you out because you guys share the same last name and stuff. They'll try to beat me up on videos and stuff like that, but yeah, I think that you were kind of a douchebag when you made those trades to those other guys. You were taking advantage of them when they didn't know what they were doing. So I gave Mike the Advantage Taking Award. Up next, myself, the 4 seed. I'm giving myself the Louisville Slugger Award. Now, this sounds like a really, really good award, but it's really not. Louisville in college football, they're in, I think it's the American Conference now with some great powerhouses like UCF and Cincinnati. Basically, I'm giving the Louisville Slugger Award because I managed to get into the playoffs only because I'm in a really, really weak division. So I was the best team in a very, very crappy division. So I gave myself the Louisville Slugger Award. Number 5, Dustin. I gave him the Must Have Pleased the Scheduling Gods Award. I've touched on this already throughout the year, but he had the lowest points against. He ended up only with 2 more wins than I did. Even though I ended up with more than 130 points more than he did. He's just blessed with a really, really easy schedule. So I think that's why he's in the playoffs, not because he has a good team. I like my chances this week against him. Doug gets the Comeback Kid Award. I was crapping on you all year long. Back before you went on this big winning streak, you were down to an 8% chance of actually even making the playoffs, but you stormed back, and for that, I say congratulations. Sucks for me because I won't end up getting a good draft pick out of you, but But yeah, congratulations, Doug. You're going on a nice run here. Um, so those are our 6 playoff teams. Now for the 6 teams that did not make the playoffs. Number 7, Scott. I gave him the must have pissed off the scheduling gods award. So the exact opposite of Dustin. Um, you you were hurt by the schedule. Going into the last week, you were only zero point 0.1 points away from having the most points in the league, yet you still did not make the playoffs. Good team. You got a good team going into the future. Just this year, the schedule worked well against you. Happens every year to someone. Usually not this extreme, but unfortunately for you, it happened to you this year. Number 8, Derek Mostrom. I'm giving him the "it depends on who you compare me to" award. And what I mean by that, out of all of the Dereks in the league, he finished the best. But out of all the Mostroms in the league, he finished the worst. So, depending on which group you would more want to be associated with, Derek, you either had a really good season or a really bad season. Number 9, Derek L. I'm giving him the donation award. Not only did he donate the $50 to the league for the league fee at the beginning of the year, he also wants to make sure that we get that trophy right away as well, because he decided to donate another $50 for not setting lineups. So I contemplated just giving you the bad manager award, but I liked this one better and the other one for Jason. Number 11, Michael Samuels, and I'm giving him the bad owner award. Now, there's a difference between being a manager and an owner. The owner controls the roster, at least in my mind, what I'm thinking right now. They determine who's on the roster. The manager determines who actually plays. So Steven Jackson, Arian Foster, I'm not so much worried about your Arian Foster deal, but Steven Jackson signing him to 5 years, the trades that you made with Mike, I think it's just going to take you a little bit of time it's taken you a little bit of time to get used to exactly what works in this league. I anticipate you being a better owner in the future. But yeah, this year I had to give you that award. Oh, I skipped over a guy. Michael Samuels is 11. Jared is 10. And I gave him the Future is Bright award. He realized that he was not going to do anything this year, and he traded away some of his guys to get future assets. He landed Phil Rivers. He landed Keenan Allen, I think. The one unfortunate thing is he did give up his draft pick, but I thought that Jared did his best out of all the teams that knew that they were not going to do anything this year. He did his best to make his team better for the future. So I gave Jared the Future is Bright award. And then finally, Derek Newberto. I went a little easy on you here. I gave you There's Always Next Year award. Now, Derek also realized that he wasn't going to do a whole lot this year. So he made that trade where he got Julio Jones for Marshawn Lynch. He still has his own draft pick, which is good. And so he's got the most ping pong balls in there, at least from a one-team standpoint. So he's trying his best to set himself up for the future. Now, there's going to be a lot of maneuvering that's going to have to happen for a few teams here before we actually get to the draft next year. So that'll be interesting to see. But I'm also curious what your guys' thoughts are. Is there any other awards that should be given to specific people? Let me know. I'm interested in what you guys have to say as well. Maybe you're not interested in what I have to say. But if you're this far into the video, you're at least somewhat interested. So I'll be back later this week with my predictions and my probabilities for the rest of the playoffs. Peace.